The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Beulah gal, can you believe this? We are now the patrol queens of the neighborhood.
We now large and in charge. So we need to check out what's going on in everybody's yard. What about that gun that we know that Junior and his homeboys just ran out? Can we report that too?
Of course we can.
But we could be in deep trouble if they find out.
We need to report what we see, Beulah. When you call Crime Stoppers, they just answer your call in Miami.
So then we can report everything? Guns, where they hiding the drugs, who shoot who part of which gang, or who disturbing the peace with the loud music and the motorcycles.
Then our neighborhood will be the best in the Bahamas, and everybody gonna want to come live here. And then our house price will go up, gal.
So what we waiting on? What's the number?
If you see something, say something. Let us all pitch in and stop the crime before it's your time. Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands. Or text us through the Crack Crime Bahamas app. Stop the crime before it's your time.
Good yawning this morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. It is Monday the 29th of December 2025 and you are on the clock with, is this World War III or not, Greene? The things that stay on my mind.
Is this World War III?
Good morning, Crystal. How you doing?
Good morning, Erin. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good. I noticed you didn't call me, is this World War III? You can call me that, you know.
I'm a little confused myself. So
I mean, for me, I just trying to figure out a way to talk about it. Because,
Okay.
you know, there's nobody's talking about it.
I mean, it's not happening, technically.
Is it? Okay.
I get the point. I get the point.
Welcome.
Cool.
It's Monday, the 29th of December, 2025. We have a few days before we enter 2026. I got a full show for you today. I have a guest joining me in studio to talk about a medical fundraiser. We're going to get into the news, of course, the Junker news, and then we've got some headlines. We're going to start with the headlines, and then a daily dose of positive. Right, just a wonderful Bahamian story I saw. So let's start with the headlines. We're starting with very sad news. Of course, the story in today's Tribune and Guardian, Anderson Adley, 27, who lost his life tragically at the Freeport Container Port a few days ago. We share condolences with his family and his loved ones, especially considering he was an only child.
Oh, my God.
We say rest in peace and condolences too. Rest in peace to Tanya Smith Cartwright, journalist, had a regular column in the Tribune. It is a very, very sad day for the media and journalism community. Just a very, very sad day. And then we say rest in peace, Darius and Waller, Queens College head boy, 1992. He also passed away over the last few days. So we send out condolences to the loved ones and family of everyone who's lost their lives over the last few days. The QC class in 1992. We're getting there. It's time for us to start.
So we getting there.
Yeah, miss, we getting there.
I was born in 1993. Oop. That's wild.
When you don't have anything good to say, you keep your mouth quiet until you can find something good to say.
It's a good
No,
thing.
yeah, this is an
It's a
absolutely good thing. You were born in 1993, miss?
Yes.
Anyway, QC, class of 1992, we got some work to do. We have to be documenting, man. We got to document our experiences. We got to document our lives. We got to document what it is we have felt when we walk through this world. Everything has value. It may not have value to you in the present, but I'm certain it has value in the future. We have to start documenting our lives. Like Crystal said just now, I'm entering my obituary era.
Oh my gosh, please.
Which is
stop.
when, no.
That's not what I was saying.
I mean, technically, that's how it felt.
Oh.
But
Yes,
it's
but
important. No.
I was drawing the reference.
It's a good reference you drew just now
Like-
with your crayons, young people. But the point is, right?
I'm not young. There are some real young people out there.
I mean, there's some real young people in the studio with us, but,
Yes.
right? When I say I enter my obituary era, right? I've reached the stage in life, I'm about to be 50, where I need to check the obituaries every week. And now we have an obituary service online. So I can check I have to check every day, not
that's
just
good.
to make sure I'm not in it.
Nassau Guardian. Obituary Online. Awesome.
I know, and there's another site. There's another site that just does obituaries, right? And it's a cool site. We're not making fun of death, but it's a really valuable site, especially for the lives lost, the seen, the visible, the way we know.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way Bahamians, I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing or African thing, the way the Bahamians interpret and react to death is different, because we're always racing to the obituaries for some reason, and Thursday paper is the most popular paper. It's kind of strange, because it's something that in a way we tend to celebrate rather than, well, of course we're in mourning, but it's something that we tend to celebrate, and it's more of like we say, homegoing service and so on.
Celebration of
And-
life.
Yeah, exactly. And we sit around with our family, and we use the opportunity to sometimes for days, just
Relive.
sit there and remember the person. And we're just talking about them over again. Not just that, but also when we call for the next several years or even to the end of our lives, we're always talking about, oh yeah, Chris was so cool, blah blah blah, because we don't want their memory to die at all. The memory of them never die. They are always referenced.
You know how you saying
Always.
that? I have to make a note. QC comments. A moment to remember the passing of LeVar Pratt, class of 1994, fisherman. I mean, he wasn't just a fisherman. He used to, we got some amazing people in this country who never be recognized, right? And he worked with a crew of fearless fishermen, right? Like, they were fearless. You see them on land, you'd think these are nobodies, right?
But on the seven seas,
these men were fearless, right? I mean, I just imagine what a wonderful life to have, but what a tragedy that these lives and stories and experiences aren't being remembered because they weren't shared, right? I think a part of our issue here culturally is that we have lost, right? We have failed to retain the practices of remembrance, commemoration of life and death. We have lost, we don't know how to honor the dead anymore. We've allowed the political class to tell us you honor the dead by putting their name on a building, but then they don't maintain the buildings. In fact, they don't even have a maintenance contract, really. And you don't even strive to own the structure even sometimes. Like, what is the point of putting somebody's name on a structure that you will allow to go to rot,
or
to become
space, because
derelict?
Some are parks and beaches.
Right? And so we do have a unique way, but I think that's from derived or constructed from our, piecemeal experience of ourselves moving through the period of enslavement. The things that were taken away, people disappear. You wake up and the person who was sleeping next to you when you went to bed may not be there. They no longer live on this plantation. They may no longer live in this realm because their life is not their own. The decisions are not their own, right? And we haven't done enough talking about it either. We don't talk, we don't talk about? The massive amounts of undocumented missing people. In the midst of the Thaddeus McDonald, Hall Taylor series of murders, right? Because they started with McDonald and it went all the way, I think, to July of the next year, Wellington Adley. Then we had, I think the gentleman's name was Marvin Gibson. Gibson may not be the right name, on Collins Avenue. Then another man found his vehicle deceased. I got a bunch, relatively large number of calls from men in particular, because I was an advocate. Just, I guess, needing someone to express it to, that this moment raised for them the number of men, queer men, gay men, that they no longer know where they are, if they're still alive, if they immigrated, if they smuggled themselves into another territory.
Yeah.
They just have no idea, and there's a tremendous sort of grief, right, in telling me, in sharing that, because there's nobody really to share it with.
Yeah.
Right?
Very true. Very true.
And to have to hold that to yourself, to think about, to think it could be me, to think I could pick up and disappear for my own safety, or my own sense of safety and security, and be disconnected, right, from everybody, in a way.
Yeah. And then it's something that's kind of brushed off too, because it's like, the value of a life of and I don't even say it like this, of a man is seen differently, of a black man is seen differently, of a black gay man. Yeah. People would be like,
Even less value imported.
yeah. So sometimes people tend to brush off those things, So they'd be like, oh, we're gonna get everyone off the ship. We're gonna save everybody, women and children, right? And so men, and particularly black men, and even there's always like a category.
Yeah, there's always
that
another.
You fall in that's not. Yeah. So I think that's a struggle too. Yeah.
Thank you, Crystal. Let's move into a daily dose of positive. Listen,
Segue.
just a little briefer. I got visited by some raccoons. My other guests in studio looking at me. First of all, they were like, listen, thank you very much for putting out the alarm about the New Year's Day soup. Right? Second of all, they came with a message. They said, in honor of you trying to extend friendliness to us, I'm going to show you a vibe. Santa ain't bringing you nothing. They didn't tell me Santa ain't bringing me nothing. So I said, well, like, what, is it too late? Could I do anything about it? He's like, yeah, try put some positive info in your show all the time. So I'm working on it.
Who? The raccoon.
Me. Positive. The raccoon.
I should have been able to give you, Salem, a disclaimer before she started.
Anyway, here is your daily dose of positive.
You know people eat raccoons.
You trying to keep me from my Christmas gifts. Madam, you didn't know people eat raccoons?
No.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
So here's
last
your-
week it was only me.
I
Just
mean,
saying.
I'm aware that like people will eat any kind of meat, like squirrel,
Yeah.
There
are no squirrels here, so I guess
But-
for you.
But maybe there used to be. Here's your daily dose of positive. Captain Serena Melania and Bahamian pilot Chantal Adley made Bahamian and MSC history aboard the MSC Explorer 2. They are the first female captain and pilot duo to navigate and maneuver an MSC vessel, marking a groundbreaking achievement in the maritime industry. Their accomplishment is not only a source of pride for themselves, but also for the entire Bahamas, showcasing the incredible strides women are making in traditionally male-dominated fields. Now, this is a repost.
That's beautiful.
I want to say to the person who shared this, thanking you. I'm going to say to Chantal Adley, your people got your back. They share in the glory. Here's a quick excerpt from a ZNS article earlier in the year. Despite challenges, more women are entering the maritime industry. ZNS, 10th of March, 2025. Director of the Bahamas Maritime Authority, Senator the Honorable Jan Major, said this year's International Women's Day theme, quote, a sea of change, women accelerating action, calls upon Bahamians to expedite efforts towards achieving gender equality. The event that the director was speaking at was the Arawaki Port Development and Nassau Cruise Ports Women in Maritime Luncheon.
Yeah.
And here's a quote from the director, right, about two Bahamian women, actually. Captain Sandy Campbell, marine manager at Shipmate, has circumnavigated the globe at the helm of some of the world's largest gas tankers as a merchant mariner. And Captain Chantal Adley, another trailblazer, who is one of only 3 female marine pilots in our nation.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. See, now when I listen into all of these songs about the ocean and the water and sailing, and I think we got women them who's sailing that boat, sailboat, right? Now I know is women them is also and are also piloting these boats. Also, just another quick dose of positive in today's Guardian education section. We say congratulations to Candace Fields as she earns her shark-focused PhD. Shark-focused PhD. This is great because, Shad was our leading shark expert.
Okay.
You know Shad Ferguson, the comedian?
Yes. Oh, I saw his.
Yeah, because y'all around here wasting time about the marine environment. And
No.
Does the hot water make the sharks angry?
It's right.
And Chadford put his finger right on it. In the midst of one of the biggest tourism crises ever, why the sharks don't stop biting people. And Chadford said, listen, I didn't want to say it out loud, but I think the sharks are racist.
Maybe.
Because they only bite white people. Y'all notice the preponderance, right?
I have my thoughts on it.
Anyway, Candace Fields, we are glad that you have earned your PhD.
And this is similar to the story before, right? Because this is the women in maritime once more. This is something that was completely, if you go back like a decade or two ago, almost completely male dominated. A lot of women were not in it. A lot of women weren't encouraged to go into it because, you're on the ocean or you're studying these things about marine. So she's probably doing going on boats, diving, snorkeling, doing that type of research. And a lot of times it wasn't really encouraged, or you kind of be like, what do you call it? Like your rival would be a guy or a group of guys, and you'd be like, guys, he was the only girl in the class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we're seeing a lot more women getting into these type of fields, and it's so awesome. And shark conservation is important. Remember, if you remember on Christmas Eve, a caller called in and was talking about
Eating sharks before.
That's against the law, y'all. Don't do that, please. You can't catch sharks. It's a shark sanctuary.
Yeah, but I think they were
Read
talking.
this story.
I know.
This is a nice one.
I think they were talking historically about eating shark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that. Yeah.
All right, here we go. And this brief excerpt from the story. Dr. Candace Fields' dissertation, which she defended in October, entitled Understanding Shark Sanctuaries as a Conservation Tool, Impacts of the Bahamian Sanctuary on Key Coastal and Pelagic Species. That mean like dinosaur?
Pelagic, I think it could be, but I think it's more like in the deeper water.
So deeper water fish.
Yeah.
'Cause that's where that's where the old fishes hang out.
Yeah.
That's where the one.
Yeah, so you wouldn't see, so it's like you have like the shallow areas,
Yes.
it's like coral reefs and pretty and colorful fish, and the pelagic, which is more like it's
Less
deeper,
exposure
and
to
then
light.
you have like a lot of counter shading. Most of the fish are like gray and the same color as the shark.
See why the Chichani origin story makes sense? And the coloring ceremony. I'm telling you, all these things come together.
Tell me
But hold
about
on.
this.
We got somebody in studio who's going to tell us about something else. Another young person, another fabulous creative and performer who has performed multiple times at the Black Box Open Mic Experience at the Dundas. I'm going to call her my friend. And I want y'all to know, from the first time I saw her perform a lip sync version of a song from Hamilton, I tell her, use my friend. I old, but use my friend. Because it was such a bold performance. And it was so cool in the moment, right? Like, to have somebody say, look here, I like Hamilton enough, we going to lip sync this, and y'all going to know exactly what we doing. And everybody knew what they were doing. Good morning, Salem Cunningham.
Hi, hello.
Good morning. So, you're here today to share with us. I invited Salem to join us because she is experiencing a medical crisis, and she has a fundraiser, and I wanted to give her a space just to share the details that she's comfortable with and the fundraising information, and in the hopes that some of our audience members, general public, may contribute to the medical fundraiser. Morning, Salem.
Good morning. Thank you.
Morning.
Yes. So my condition basically would have started a few years ago. But at that point, it was much more milder than it is today. So what I experience are essentially digestive or gastrointestinal issues that are also linked to my immune system.
Okay.
So when I eat certain things that may trigger it, it'll trigger my immune system, and my body will essentially start attacking itself. And so that is very difficult to deal with. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as it is today.
So the condition has progressed.
Yeah, I've been going to the doctor for it, and then they'll give me medication that will heal the immediate symptoms, but not the overarching, like, larger symptoms.
So you know what's happening in your body, but you don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
Currently, I'm in the process of trying to get testing so that I can figure out exactly what it is.
So the fundraising is for the purpose of diagnosis and to cover the costs of the tests and the procedures required to get a sense of what's happening with you?
Yes, that is the purpose of it.
All right.
Oh,
No, go on.
okay, yeah. So right now, the doctor I'm dealing with is Gemma Roll. So far, I've been tested for H. pylori and stomach cancer. And I don't have either of those, thank God. The next test I'm up to do is celiac. But the panel is $1,100.
All right. So what's your goal? What's the goal for this fundraiser?
So my initial goal is $5,000.
Okay.
Just because of how expensive the labs are, and each appointment that I take to the doctor is also expensive.
Yeah.
And then medication, and I don't know if I'm going to need a procedure done as well.
Yeah, so you're uncertain at this point. Really, you just focused on a clear diagnosis
yeah.
of what's happening. Okay, so give the people contact information, because I invited you on, of course, for the fundraiser, but also by sharing your story, you may be able to connect with other experts or people who have experienced a similar situation, and they may be able to give you some guidance, some referrals, and maybe even some international referrals, eh?
That would be wonderful, yes.
All right, so share what you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, not a problem at all. So my name is Salem Cunningham, like Salem Baptist Church, SALEM, CUNNING Ham. And that's my name on Facebook. My name on Instagram is Salem the Joy, all lowercase.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking
DA, Salem, DA, Joy?
for. No, Salem, THEJOY.
Okay.
Yeah, Salem the Joy. I have my medical fund posted there on my Facebook and on my Instagram. And I also have a flyer with, like, my banking information. My phone number is 421-0641. 421-0641. And I am very open to any help, any advice. There are people who have already reached out to me and told me that they've gone through something similar and it turned out to be IBS or whatever the case is. What I found interesting is when I went to the lab, for the celiac panel, they said no one has ever gotten a celiac panel before. So we have to call the states, the lab in the states that we'd be sending it to try to get the pricing and all of that. And that made me think, if I do have celiac, I can't be the only person in the Bahamas with celiac. I think it may be a situation where a lot of people just immediately, when you have a situation like this, you go to seek help abroad. But I think it's unfortunate that you even have to do that.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. I can be honest with you, especially after Crystal pointed out how old I am. I can say it right now. No, this is important, Crystal, this is important. I don't mind being old, I like it. This is important though.
I am old.
I want to say,
her.
Not really.
no, you're not
Born
old.
in the 1990s.
Miss, I was born in the
Graduated,
70s.
maybe
What happened?
3 years before I did.
Oh, girl, you look young.
See what I'm saying? Anyway, back to me being old, please.
For the record, I don't think people in their 30s are old.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think I'm old, but in putting it into perspective.
I don't like that term old. Let's not use that.
That's because you're not extracting the benefits of being old. But the point is this, Salem, is 2025. We are 3 days away from 2026. And let me apologize to you because when I was leaving QC in 1992, I never thought that by 2025, everybody and their ma would need a fundraiser, a cookout, a raffle for medical
expensive.
Yeah.
costs and expenses, right?
It's really unfortunate.
And the same way we have forgotten how to honor the dead, we have not, I don't know, I'm not even sure if we ever knew, but I think we did, how to take care of each other, right? How to ensure, like the social safety net and the social contract. Like the social contract, we all agree that if you are an adult, you don't have intimate engagement with people who are not adults. That used to be a social contract.
Yeah.
And at the very least, even if people did it, they knew what they was doing was wrong, right? They knew what they were doing was wrong. Anyway, Salem, do you have any musical events planned? Do you have any performance events planned or any other types of fundraisers planned for your medical care?
So, yes. Right now, I'm in the process of planning something for the new year. Just because once it's around Christmas time, everyone already has their funds going towards different things. So I'm looking to do it in the new year. Some kind of performance where it will be attached to my medical fundraiser.
All right. Well, we can beg the Dundas to let us use the festival bar if it's a sunny day night, or let us use the black box if it's a overcast, rainy day. But one thing I know is a good time will be had by all. Salem is a phenomenal performer and attracts the most talented young people. So just a snapshot. I hear you, producer, and I'm so glad you playing the Junkanoo music. You didn't start with the Junkanoo music. The first performance I saw Salem in, the lip sync of Hamilton, there was a male performer performing with you. That boy is one of the leads of Ghosts of Gombe now. Right, the review put on by, directed by Valine Rule, written by and produced by.
Tide?
Yeah,
Yes.
short man.
Tide.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. She just attracts the most talented performers to her magic. Anyway, we go into a break. In the middle of the break, I'm gonna ask Salem, is she named after Salem Baptist Church, the Salem Witch Trials, or if she named after wasn't one of them cartoon witches Salem?
Cat.
Salem the
Sabrina.
cat. There you
that a
go.
lot, yeah.
There you go. That's all right. That's all right, you guys. We come into a break. On the next side of the break, we talking Junkanoo. It is time to talk Junkanoo. You guys, you're on the clock with Erin Greene. Joining me today is Crystal, Darling, Sargent, and guest in studio, Salem Cunningham. We'll be right back.
Oh, the music coming, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, for real, Arabian Nights.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. they're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-2300 for our rates and packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Hey, you upgraded to Sand Dollar Wallet 2.0 yet?
No, but I heard the updated Sand Dollar app was launched.
Boy, what you waiting on? There's self-onboarding, you can hide your balance, and a bunch of other features.
And don't forget, you can send to and from your bank account for free.
Really? Let me go download Wallet 2.0 and migrate then.
Yeah, come, let me show you.
This communication applies to the Central Bank Sand Dollar app only. Upgrade your Sand Dollar app experience today.
At Cleveland Clinic, care is everything. So when your primary purpose is to care for the world, you'd start with your community. Until you're accessible anywhere. You make complexities your specialties and put compassion before anything else. All to redefine what's possible. For everyone, everywhere. For every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app. Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back. Welcome back to On the Clock with the Immortals Greene. Anyway, ladies, y'all follow Junkanoo enough to know who the winners and the losers are?
I know who the winners are.
Okay. But tell me who the winners are.
Well, I saw One Family one.
One Family is at the top, and then it was the...
And everybody else is losers.
The Way Forward Valley Boys. What's their name now?
The Way Forward Valley Boys.
And I can't remember the third or fourth.
Then Saxons came third. World Famous Valley came fourth. Mm-hmm. And then all I know is Prodigal Sons made it to be. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. This is the most important part of the parade, that the Prodigal Sons made it to be. I had a whole slew of questions talking about the parade itself. Thank you very much. So One Family first, Valley Boys, Way Forward second, Saxons third, World Famous Valley fourth, Roots fifth, Genesis sixth, Music Makers seventh, Prodigal Sons eighth. You pull up the A division former, please. I know Colors got first place, and then after I saw the Immortals got second place, I was like, well, the Immortals win. I don't care. They are the winners. For the B division, we have, of course, Colors Entertainment. Second place is the Immortals. Third place, Fancy Dancers. Fourth place, Conquerors for Christ. Fifth place, Redland Soldiers. Sixth, Dynasty Junkanoo Group. Seventh, Z Bandits. And the eighth, Chipping Knights. Now, Chipping Knights, are y'all coming out of the Chippy Chipman legacy? Right? Because when I see Chipping and Knights, I think King of Knights. That's what it was called, the club, King of Knights. And see, I got these young people in the studio with me, audience.
I didn't want to say it. Because you said, what was it called? And I was like, oh, yeah.
King and Knights, or I think it's King and Knights, right? Crystal, you remember?
I don't.
No, because you also were in
I
your
don't know.
or in your bed. I think it's King of Knights. Anyway, I open the Chipping Knights is a group born out of the Chippy Chipman legacy, because that would be beautiful, right? That would be beautiful to see another group emerge in that way. Now, if y'all are not from the, if you're not birthed from that legacy, then you cool still. I love the name, the Chipping, because you chip down the road. Well, that's what the carnival people is call it, right? You chip down the road. We call it Russian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they call it. It's a slang they use in Trinidad. Okay. Also, to my Trinidadian cousins, y'all
learning new things.
My Trinidadian cousins, y'all okay down there? Are y'all all right?
Oh,
I ain't sure ain't nobody talking about it. Anyway, so let's go. Highlights. Let's rate Junkanoo. Salem, did you go?
No, I slept in.
All right, Crystal, did you go?
Virtually.
Okay.
I watched it.
Okay. I
I
watch it.
I watch it every year, honestly. Even whether I'm in the Bahamas or not, I watch it every year. And I've also attended.
All right, so you are the resident expert in the studio for this
Resident
conversation.
expert.
Yeah, because I didn't watch it. I'm so frustrated with Junkanoo.
I've done Junkanoo
that-
covered several times too.
That's why I say you the expert. I don't like to go to Junkanoo unless I'm rushing. Like, I kind of get it. Once you become a Junkanoo, once you rush, the experience from the stands is just not the same. Right?
I believe that.
Yeah. And there's a reason. I have a lot of positive things to say about Junkanoo first.
Let's hear it.
And then I'll go into like some of my critical analysis.
Run the positive.
So I really could appreciate all of the energy, the excitement, the dedication, the sacrifice, and the hype, of Junkanoo, and the time, and looking at some of those costumes on Bay Street, they took time. The attention to detail in some of those pieces, oh my goodness. Blown away.
Let's take this caller. Producer, let's take the caller, and then we get back to it. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ms. Greene and your guest. How are you doing this morning?
Good, thank you. How you do?
You're talking about Junkanoo
Mm-hmm.
this morning. Excuse me. I heard somebody on an earlier show
Mm-hmm.
saying how they have to pay to see Junkanoo.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay to see Junkanoo. You pay for the seating to watch Junkanoo. You can stand up and watch Junkanoo and don't pay a dime.
Okay, so here's my question for you.
For the comfort.
Okay, good. I got you. You pay for the comfort.
Yeah.
With the new organization of Bay Street for security issues, right? Can I reasonably get to a barricade in a section on Bay Street without a ticket, though, to stand?
Ms. Greene?
Okay, no, I only asking.
The gates are only there where the seating is.
All right, so there's areas on Bay Street where you could go and stand.
Yes, ma'am.
I got you.
Also, if you think Bay Street is too congested with all the bleachers, go on to Shirley Street. You could watch the same Junkanoo on Shirley Street.
No, it ain't the same. I telling you, it ain't the same. But
it's not the same.
Enough prizes now to make it hype as Bay Street. But let me say something.
Hold on, prizes. Wait.
It's not just the prize.
Hold on.
It's the vibe.
Do they have no? Okay, but hold on, Uncle.
Bay Street as well?
Uncle, see, I feeling you. Shirley Street is the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
All them bougie people in Rawson Square and the the west of Rawson Square.
That's because y'all.
No, Shirley, real Junkanoos and real Bahamians know Shirley Street is the place to be. It's pure fun and excitement, right?
But let me say this is Greene.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tree dancing on Shirley Street before.
That's what I telling you. And I know the boy who was in the tree.
Somebody was up in the tree, and this fella was shaking the whole tree.
I telling you.
But let me say this in closing, Ms. Greene, about the gaps. What I think, somebody said something on Saturday, and it stuck with me straight through. What they need to do, instead of letting the 8 of the A group start on Bay Street, they need to let 4 start on Bay Street and 4 start on Shirley Street, so you'll always have a parade going.
I got you.
Now, how you pick the 4 that goes on to Shirley Street, how you pick the 4 that goes on to Bay Street. You put 1 Bay Street, 1 Shirley Street, whichever one you pick. See, you're picking your destiny.
I got you.
You're picking where you can start. Just like how you pick what number you're coming out. At whichever number you pick, one for Shirley Street, will you come out twice on Shirley? One Bay Street, you come out twice on Bay Street. And that will help. And somebody's saying something about the gaps also. You need to, let's try and get more scrap groups back onto Bay Street to fill in those gaps.
You know,
If scrap group ready, if you're a real scrap group, you're ready anytime.
That's why the Spirit is the greatest scrap group in the history of Junkanoo white people in the whole world.
We need you in this sport here.
Yeah.
Go right in there.
I got you. So listen, okay, I don't go. I'm gonna open up these questions to you and the people in the studio with me, right?
Yeah.
I like that idea. One start on Shirley, one start on Bay, because they starting from opposite sides anyway, right?
Yeah.
Can we move Junkanoo to another venue and have two groups rush at the same time, though?
What do you mean?
See, because I see the buildings.
So that's been a conversation.
The buildings on Bay Street help to build the acoustics, right? And it's the buildings that will separate the sound between the East Street run and the Shirley Street run and the Bay Street run, right? And so I like the idea.
Let me say this, Ms. Greene. I don't know if you or any of your guests ever went to Junkanoo in Grand Bahama.
No.
At one time, they used to.
They ain't never been.
They used to rush in the front of the bazaar.
I've been to Eleuthera.
In the front of the bazaar, it's like a highway.
Uh-huh.
It's just like a media in between. And you had one group going down on one end of the highway and the next group going down on the next end. It's only a media in between.
All right.
So when they book at one time, they try to out-drown one another.
Yeah, that's so Junkanoo. Okay.
That's how Junkanoo used to be on Bay Street before they come around with this laughing thing.
I got you.
One group going up and the next group coming down.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, man, thank you. And on that note, let's say congratulations to the Hatchet Bay community for another successful Junkanoo parade. One of my friends, I call her a friend. I'd have to call her auntie, right? But from I meet her, she's been special to me and to take care of me, right? From Nassau Village. Miss Manette, morning. Anyway, she said she was in Eleuthera for Hatchet Bay Junkanoo, and they had a good time. And I'm glad they did it because with the new Junkanoo festival, some island parades and festivals going to be pushed back later in January. But I appreciate that they did it on the day that they do it, and they had a good time.
What day was that?
I don't know. I think it's Boxing Day. I think they did it traditional Boxing Day.
Yeah.
So the location of Junkanoo changes the vibe, honestly. You know, like if you've ever been to Junkanoo, or seen Junkanoo in a hotel where they have one of the Junkanoo groups come in with a handful of people and they do a rush out and everyone's dancing, and that is different from Bay Street. Bay Street is different from Shirley Street.
Yeah.
Shirley Street and Bay Street is different from Freeport, I'm sure. Eleuthera, Junkanoo, very different, but still beautiful, right?
Yeah.
It's always a good experience, but the location
is extremely
definitely
important. For me,
changes the vibe. So if they move, with people in talks now, moving Junkanoo from Bay Street, Rawson Square, Shirley Street, it won't be the same.
Yeah.
It really won't be the same. The same thing you talk about acoustics. You're talking about, I know some people talked about by the stadium. That's open air.
For me, it's political
so it's
and cultural. It's our time to claim Bay.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know how I feel about the idea of
unless they
seeing
alternate
it
it
all at once.
you know?
Does that make sense? When you're on Bay Street or even when you're on Shirley Street, you only see them as they come. As they're passing, you see, oh, this is the dancers.
It's a
okay,
parade,
this is
yeah.
what this, and it all goes with the theme. But if you're looking kind of at the whole group at one time, I feel like that's different.
I mean, if you're elevated, you could see a lot, and it is a great view too. But
Right.
it changes the experience.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
you being down low, so your location, right, like your position, and the location changes the whole vibe and the experience.
Oh, yeah. So here's some text, and then I have some kind of rapid fire questions for you. First text says, being born in 1993 is not a flex. Suck tea. Being born in, let me tell you something. in defense of the younger people, being born at all is a flex. We just
correct.
happy to be here. Being born is a flex.
wonderful.
Here's the text. We celebrate because the person is free from VAT and other tax and pains of this world. That was a reference to our conversation about how we honor the dead. And that
That's
our
funny.
yes, that's
free from VAT. That's a
it's
good
true.
way to
The
celebrate.
truth, the truth.
and
is
other
polite.
pains of this world, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, text. Then here's another one. It says, God, please, no more scrap groups. Let's talk realism. No spectator wants to see scrappy costumes and really bad music with people drinking alcohol from a cooler as entertainment.
I like to see
love
that.
scrap groups.
I love
First of all,
scrap. It's
scrap
refreshing. It's refreshing.
Exactly. It's so real, and they have so much fun. You could see the
Exactly.
excitement on their faces. They have a
Yes.
whole different energy.
Junkanoo is
no,
people.
you cannot
It's
get
about
rid
the
of scrap
people.
groups.
All right.
And that whole thing.
Yeah, the scrap
Texter.
the scrap groups are
I wish
it.
I had read this text at the top of the show to change the whole show. First of all, we cannot discount what Sting, the Sting,
Oh, I
brought
love Sting.
to
Yes, yes.
Junkanoo, right? I think that we need to use the scrap groups better, to not just to fill the gaps,
Yeah.
but to build the experience, right?
Yes.
So let's get into the sort of rapid fire, and then I'm gonna sort of draw that in.
Okay.
Songs, notable songs that you heard performed at Junkanoo.
Oh, you mean this year?
Yeah, this year, notable songs.
I heard Kung Fu Fighting. I think someone played that before, but I really enjoyed hearing that song. And I was like,
Yeah.
different.
You mean that song from the
Because
80s?
it's like, yes, but what I'm saying is that
Go on.
what I'm saying is that a lot when I was listening to the music, it was a lot of like Bahamian songs and funeral songs, and
Yeah.
I was just like, And then when I heard an actual song, I was like, a song, you
All
know,
right.
like something out of the box.
Yeah.
And that's a part of my unpopular opinions. That
We can get to that right now. So,
But I have.
Does that fraternity still Russian Junkanoo?
Omega
Qs?
Sci-Fi?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
where-
Sometimes
where they're
I-
playing like "Who Let the Dogs Out," and then the guys are like,
Yeah. I don't know if they. No, I don't think they made an appearance this time.
I'm not sure. No, I tell you,
I don't know.
I couldn't.
"Yeah, I love all
I
of
couldn't
that."
watch
Yeah,
it.
I just like
saw
seeing
them.
people
Yeah, I
just
remember-
express
I
themselves and
remember
freak
that.
themselves
I watched
out.
it for
Yeah.
about 3 minutes,
I
and then
was
I
kinda
ran hot,
confused
and
when
I
I saw
stopped
it.
watching
Yeah.
it.
I was
I
kinda
get upset.
confused, yeah.
Okay, so but special mention. I can't remember which group played it, but Whip Wap, Julian Believe, Johnny Cake.
Oh, man.
That
Y'all
was
would've-
really
man.
good.
Right?
Yeah. I love that.
Johnny Cake had 2 more features. Get 'em Ricky and Big Daddy was played. And then Tonash, Girl I Wanna.
Oh, really?
Tell your
Who
ma
played
and your
that?
pa. They make what? I don't
Who
know.
played
I
that?
wasn't there.
Oh my gosh, Erin. I don't know. I watched it though. I watched
Yeah.
most of it.
Yeah.
I probably
I
missed
love
like
Whip
like
Wap.
2 or 3
It's
groups.
a really good song.
Because like I fell asleep and then woke up.
Yeah.
So,
I think you made it. Like your song is a hit if it make it to Junkanoo.
yes, I loved that they played Whip Wap and they were doing the actions while they were playing
They
it.
were?
I was like,
Yeah.
how you play the instrument and dancing? It was
Because
so
they're
cool.
just cool like that.
I
So
love
here's
that.
my
I
here's,
love that.
here's one of
I
my
love
pet
that.
my pet peeves.
Yeah.
How come with all of the discipline that it takes to put the costumes together, to get the choreography together, right? How come, first of all, we don't necessarily see that discipline in the broader society? But more importantly, and more to the point of the parade, how come we don't see this discipline in the organizing, getting to the gate? Right? Like once when you have the fanfare, once the fanfare, they lock in and they're ready to go. But the thing that plagued the NJC this year, which is the same thing that has plagued the JCNP historically, is 2 things. An inability to compel the people you're in charge of, you're working with, to moderate their behavior, to govern themselves, to discipline themselves. The second is an inability to move at the pace of your own timeline. It's the inability to cause order and discipline that leads to an inability to hit your own timelines, right? And I think when we're going to critique us, everybody and their mother was saying, well, the NJC, did they do a better job than JCNP? No.
No
But I think the
difference.
issue that both organizing bodies are faced with is the inability to cause and compel people to discipline themselves.
For time?
It leads into the lack of timekeeping and moving at pace.
Okay, also, remember, this is happening on Christmas. We're full of food, and we're also coming from our family members' house.
Discipline.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that this day, because of the nature of the day and the different festivities, because you're going from this place to that place to visit your family and you're trying to fit all those things in one day. And then in the evening, you have to get ready for Junkanoo. You have to go to the thing. And so it's like a whole, I understand, Erin, and we've been doing this for decades. So we should have it together now. But I think that's a part of it. And, you don't want to, I don't know. Maybe there should be a penalty for that.
There's a penalty. I don't know if they get.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's not. Is it being honored? I don't know the ins and outs of this because I don't know this end of of operations. But come on, it needs to be more structured. And even the pace is horrible all the time. Horrible.
Right.
You can't be sitting down there for a long time
45
waiting
minutes.
for the next group to come. That is ridiculous.
So
it's so tedious.
Here's some text to the point. Salem got a text that says
Turning people away from Junkanoo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A mega sci-fi said, yes, we do. Yes, we still scrapping, we still rushing. Another text says that I gave a suggestion to create a purpose-built stadium for Junkanoo that replicates Bay Street, but the seating on either side is like stadium seating. Multiple entryways for groups, wide roads leading in, lots of parking. That facility is built at the sporting complex. The People's Rush can continue on Bay Street, and any group can participate. I appreciate that.
There's issues with that. It's a good idea.
But he's saying that you're going to construct it to recreate the dynamics that produce the acoustics out on Bay Street.
Are they going to make like a fake House of Parliament?
Let me tell you all something. I watched
and put it up so it could have the
No,
same.
but the thing is, like, the cost is not going to balance out what they're trying to do. Like, it's going to be too expensive.
Second,
it's like
you making such a sound point,
come on,
Crystal.
man.
But so, Miss, you telling me that without the ghosts of Bay Street present for the sound to reverberate off of, I like it,
Well, you guys said that earlier, that the structure of the buildings downtown add to the acoustics. And then also downtown has so much significance.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And it's also out of the way, so you don't have to worry about traffic.
Okay, so watch
put it
this.
in the center of the island.
So watch.
People getting up in the morning.
Watch this.
It's ridiculous.
I am liking this idea more and more, but let me tell you why. Here's another question.
I think this idea is possible, right?
So,
but like I said, the cons and the pros, they don't balance out. It doesn't make
it may not balance out.
It took us how many years to build a baseball stadium? Everyone,
we still ain't finished. We still count. We still counting because apparently.
Remember this, guys. We're still in the Bahamas.
Apparently, the last thing that needs to be done for it to be recognized as a league standard facility has not been done yet. So we're still in the process of building it.
Wow.
I saw a policymaker, well, not a policymaker, but a senior public official make a comment in a private space saying, like, basically, Junkanoo is a tourism event, but the Junkanoos think it belonged to them. I'm paraphrasing wildly, right? Junkanoo
That's just disrespectful.
Junkanoo is for Bahamians.
So
but, given the rollout of the new bill, the expansion of the Junkanoo experience into a festival at Christmas time, right? Are tourists actually going to be the savior of the culture? Are we going to need...
No apology needed. No apology needed.
Yeah?
Just can't.
Yeah,
It slipped out.
It's what we all thought and
From
what you expressed.
tourists be the savior.
Well, listen, the government don't want to be the savior.
We don't need the white.
Hold on. The government don't want to be the savior of Junkanoo.
Pissed all the time.
Yeah, we got a minute and a half. The government don't want to be the savior of Junkanoo. Broader Bahamians, the wider community, don't want to be the savior of Junkanoo. But why not ask one of these 9 million tourists that come here every year if they got 50 cents they could spare, because I got a sick Junkanoo, that I need to get some health care. It's only 50 cents a tourist. Since we like talking. Anyway, so tomorrow, the things that we didn't get to, delays and gaps, allegations of cheating. Did the NJC fail?
The structure.
What can be improved between now and the New Year's parade? Would the Valley have secured first place without the split? Was it a no penalty parade? Should the police parade suspects through the middle of Bay Street like they rush in?
Yeah.
Should private security firms assist police at the parades? Who's responsible for post-parade cleanup? Where's the merchandising? Were there trucks on the parade? Y'all give up on crepe paper? Y'all give up on crepe paper? Do we need to change the criteria for A group entry? Or do we need to cap an upper limit for spending for A groups? Since the groups are gravitating towards TNT, should we have a more rustic parade for locals, like how TNT have that mud day when you paint yourself up with mud and paint? Okay.
Okay.
Best costumes. Tomorrow, tell us what were the best costumes you saw and why Barabbas get locked up. I probably used to get locked up if I was down there too.
I saw that. I was like, not. Yeah, I was like, no.
Come on.
Anyway, I was going to be just as hot looking at the parade unfolding. Producer, thank you very much. Congratulations to the Immortals. Congratulations to Colors. Congratulations to One Family. Warriors. Y'all hear it in the background? See, y'all say Junkanoo ain't for the tourists.
One family deserved that.
But that Caucasian gentleman that I assume was a tourist was on the bleachers in Rawson Square carrying on bad for the Warriors. That boy wanted a free ticket back to the Bahamas for Junkanoo next year. The question is,
maybe give him one.
Do we love Junkanoo as much as him? We gotta go. We're all out of time. You guys have a great day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com